What's up, curious youngsters? If we keep wasting time on useless activities or watching endless videos, we just get those weird YouTube recommendations. Why not spend a few minutes on Mr. Curiosity instead? Learning 30 totally epic facts that you'll forget in about 10 minutes, but these aren't just any facts. They're going to leave you completely amazed. For this and much more, here are 30 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago. 1. Are you sure you've never played with those famous little bricks? Lego at least once as a kid or even now? Well, apparently the term Lego is an abbreviation formed from the Danish words leggot, which mean play well. If you're having a bad day, you should remember that the philosopher Aeschylus died after being struck by a turtle that an eagle dropped on his head because it mistook him for a rock and wanted to break the shell. Damn, now that's bad luck. If you thought you were the toughest guy in the neighborhood, it's because you didn't know about the honey badger, the baddest animal of them all. Apparently, it even feeds on porcupines and venomous snakes. It breaks into beehives for honey, steals cheetah cubs, and takes food from lions. Like a hyena, some of us can't even handle our homework. Katherine Johnson calculated the trajectory for National Aeronautics and Space Administration's first spaceflight, and her calculations were so accurate that when they started using them. 5. If we're asked to imagine a crow, the first thing that comes to mind is a black crow, very dark and with a mean-looking face, especially with a mean-looking face. But there are also white crows, and not all are albino. But they're very rare because the mother eats them shortly after they're born. That's horrible. Fiat is a well-known car brand worldwide, and this one has a really crazy fact because in the 1920s it even opened a racetrack on the roof of its factory in Turin, Italy, where apparently they tested their cars before putting them on the market. 7. Although it may not look very appetizing at first glance, this hamburger is edible and is sold in Japan. Burger King has this line called Kuro Burgers, which has completely black buns because they contain bamboo charcoal. Delicious 8. If we're discussing oddities in human history, did you know ancient Romans swore oaths by placing a hand on their testicles? Yeah, that's where testify comes from. Now with the shocked owl, let's go, Hubin. One of the luckiest people, or someone with great vision of the world, was clearly Michael Kovac, who in 1995 registered the website iPhone.com under his ownership. He kept it until 2007 when Apple launched the iPhone and bought the website from him for over 10. A rather curious fact is that sharks are the only animals that never get sick, since apparently they are immune to all diseases known to man, including cancer. That's why a lot of studies are currently being done to find out the reason and see if it can be applied to people. 11. The quietest room in the world has only -9 decibels. That means it's so quiet you can hear the sound of your own organs and even your blood flow. No one can stay there over an hour. Do you go crazy, Jimmy? 12. In this world, there are only 2 types of people. Those who love ice cream, and then there are the liars. And I love ice cream. The thing is, the Chinese, more than 2,000 years ago, had the idea of mixing snow with a preparation made from fruits and honey. And the Romans kept perfecting the idea, so the Chinese were the geniuses behind ice cream. 13. There's a world-famous pencil brand called Sprout, which in Spanish means broti, and it's called that because it's biodegradable. It also contains a seed, so when it's no longer useful, it can be planted to grow a new plant. The most powerful passport in the world is the Japanese passport, since it apparently allows citizens of Japan to travel freely to 190 countries without needing to get a visa. And you? Which country are you from? Tell me in the comments. 15. Switzerland is among Europe's most protective countries for animals. In Switzerland, the law requires anyone planning to have a pet dog or domestic animal to keep at least 2, because animal isolation is considered a form of abuse. 16. In Venezuela, there is a natural wonder called Mount Roraima, which is very special because it doesn't have a peak like other mountains, but instead it's flat. It also features exotic plants and animals, and the cliffs are so high that it's said they were used as a model for the movie Up 17. We all know that Bill Gates, the owner of Microsoft, is a billionaire and also a very curious person. His main office even features a giant periodic table on one wall, with actual samples and displays of all elements from table 18. In the photo, the dog wears a strange collar, not because the owners like heavy rock, but because it's an anti-wolf collar. As the name implies, its purpose is to protect sheep from wolves or other predators while guarding the flock. 19. A restaurant in Massachusetts in the United States, in one of its regular lobster orders, received an impressive blue lobster. These are quite unique and are found only once in every 2 million. Instead of cooking it, he donated it to a local aquarium. That's great. 20. Dermographism, or dermatographia, is a skin condition that causes people to develop raised marks after scratching the skin for a while, although luckily these marks will disappear after a few minutes. 21. If you thought your favorite soccer team's stadium was big, then it's because you hadn't seen this video. Apparently in North Korea, among its many curious things, we find that they have the largest stadium in the world. Called the Rungrado Mayday Stadium, it has a capacity for 150,000 people. 22. Is China always ahead of everyone else? In Chongqing, they even made special lanes for people who are addicted to their phones. And this way, at least, they're a bit safer while they're walking in public. 23. Formula One, drivers are exposed to high temperatures and strong G-forces throughout the entire race. These races can last up to 2 hours, so some drivers can lose up to 4 kilograms of weight by the time race 24 was over. Colonel Sir Niels Olav is a king penguin originally from the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Believe it or not, that's the colonel of the Norwegian Royal Guard. Don't ask how this happened. Apparently it happened, and that's how it will stay. 25. When the artist Marilyn Manson was in his golden era, he even wrote "fuck you" on his face, so photographers and paparazzi would stop bothering him, since there are many magazines and websites that can't publish photos with insults or aggressive messages, and that way he would avoid being bothered for photos. 26. After her husband died fighting against the Nazis in 1941, she sold everything she had and bought a T-34 tank from the government. She named it Comrade in Arms and enlisted in the Army. She learned everything she needed and went to the front lines with the team, becoming well known by everyone. 27. A pretty stupid fact, but not any less interesting because of it. Australia has 10,685 different beaches within its vast territory, which means we could visit a different beach every day for 29 years. Great lifestyle, Mr. Australian. 28. We all remember the Looney Tunes, clearly one of the best cartoons in history. Interestingly, Mel Blanc was responsible for interpreting and bringing to life Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and others. There's a great curiosity about his grave, since this grave, which is in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, has the phrase, "That's all, folks." Now that's an epic way to go. 29. Since 2013, the quokka has been known as the happiest animal in the world. Aw, how cute, since it has a smile implanted on its face that never goes away at any time of the day. And besides, they are extremely curious, sociable, and very playful animals with humans. Theory 3. A man named Steve Commissar sold a solar-powered clothes dryer for just $40 for a few months. Every time he received the money, a buyer would get a box at home that contained a rope and clothespins. The clothes. Well played, my friend. Before I go, let me greet some subscribers. First of all, a big shout out to Juan Herrero, the pro who has been following the channel for quite a while. Next, another big shout out to Holder 531, who wanted a greeting from Mr. Curiosities. Another super mega welcome shout out to Armando Pro, who is new to the channel and wanted his welcome greeting. I'll also give a big shout out to Ian Alturia and greet the awesome Luis Angel Vilches. Next, another big shout out to Chuauke, Red Panda's other account. Shout out to Ramiro Martinez, who brilliantly attended the last video's premiere. I also send a big shout out to Jorda Renato Pina Garcia, whom I hadn't been able to greet in the previous videos. Another shout out to Passport Games, longtime channel supporter. A shout out to Pedofilo 300, who always leaves us his wild and random comments in the comments section, and it's something we love. And finally, I'm going to give a shout out to Connie Peralta, who wanted a greeting, and the last shout out goes to the subscriber Walnut Crane. Now, I really hope you liked it. Leave a like, comment everything, but really, anything you want. Don't forget to share the video and the channel with your friends. That way, there will be more of us each time. Mr. Curiosity, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any new videos. I'm Mr. Curiosity.